The following is a presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and future, presented by HockeyTournaments.com. Yes, it's March. But who knows? You might be looking to play in a hockey tournament near you. It is a year-round sport, you know. Go to HockeyTournaments.com today to find a tournament in your area. And if you're looking to organize for either a summer, fall, or for a tournament for next winter, HockeyTournaments.com has a package for you. Go to www.hockeytournaments.com to put your tournament in front of those best and ready to play in it. That's www.hockeytournaments.com today. Why, a happy Sunday afternoon to you here on the East Coast. I should look at the cat knocked the camera again. Yes, she did. Gotta love her. Gotta keep the camera straight. Today on this program, we're going to teach you the basics of Action PC Football. Action PC Football is now, I believe, in its coming out with its 27th version. First released in 1992. I think it's the most mature of Dave Koch's games, or Cook's games, or however you pronounce his last name. It was the first of his PC games. I think it's the best selling of his PC games. There are lots of leagues who play Action PC Football on the net that draft teams and do whatever, and they've stuck with the game for years. It really is the mothership of his game line. As I said, the most mature of his game offerings, and perhaps the deepest of them all. And so today we're just going to scratch the surface, show you what the game can do. And so if you've not played the game before, or on the fence, or just don't want to make a mistake while you're playing it, we're going to go through a few series of football. And yes, you're actually going to see me call defense. Please don't all faint at once. I understand that's a big deal for me to actually play some defense. But we'll go through a couple series, maybe a quarter of a game, and show you all the options there is to play. We'll go through the lineups and show you just all the options you have in the roster screens as well. All right? Okay. Well, hopefully you've had a good weekend so far. Any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Put them in the chat or in the comments below once this goes to video on demand. Okay, for those of you wondering about the Patriots Challenge, this is not the Patriots Challenge. It's just a league I have set up, and today I'm going to play the Giants against the Patriots, the 86 Giants and the 2007 New England Patriots. And so say hello to Robbie in the chat. How are you? And a good afternoon to you too, sir. Okay, so I got to do a kickoff here, and then we'll go into the lineups and check some of the things out. On computers playing the Patriots, the AI for football is extremely solid. If you've watched my replays, it gives me a challenge. You get a distinct challenge. And Alpine Comic Books is the guy that you want to hit up if you want to talk about how defenses go, especially in the 70s. The engine here is quite deep. Okay, so the Patriots won the toss, and unlike modern Bill Belichick, they chose to receive. And so you have four options to kick off. You can kick deep, which is how most kicks are. You can kick an angle kick. Ellis Hobbs has a return yardage of 26 yards, and if you've been following our Patriots Challenge, he actually scored in the last game, so you can try to kick away from him if you so desire. You can squib kick, which is the stupidest play, I think, in football, but it's there if you want to keep it short and make sure when the lineman or the upman get it, it's the clock. Well, you're giving away field position, but you're lessening the chance of a decent return. And, of course, the onside kick, which you're kind of hoping gives you the football back. I got to sneeze. Hold on. One more? Okay. Make sure that you're actually getting the screen that I want you to see. And not be bending over in the bed to sneeze. All right, so we're going to kick off. I believe it's Raul Allegre who's going to kick. Patriots are going to get it, and the Giants are going to get the ball on defense. Kick deep, random number generator, kaboom. Hobbs from his 15. Going to get a good return across the 30. And the Patriots will start at their 37. All right, before we get into the defensive schemes here, let's go through the lineups. I'll show you what you can do with the Giants. This is their overall regular season stat thing. You could use it for a replay. So at a glance, you could see what the Giants are good at on offense, which in this case, the 86 Giants are good at running. You're going to see a lot of Joe Morris because Phil Simms is not a good quarterback. I'm assuming that you know how to read football stats and how to understand them. But if not, Bobby Catalano, if she ends up watching this at some point, you're looking at completion percentage, and 55.3% in 1986 was not great. Yards for Phil Simms, 3487. The other things I'll watch for are interception percentage, which is 4.7, which isn't terrible, but he only threw a touchdown percentage of 4.5. So he's going to throw more interceptions than touchdowns, which isn't great. And he gets sacked a lot. So I know from the Giants, just from looking at this, that I want to run the ball to Morris and that Bavaro is my primary receiver. He is a tight end, so it's going to be short little possession crosses. We'll get to that when the Giants get the ball. But I always look at this or go to the Pro Football Reference page just so I have a good idea of what I'm supposed to do with these teams. Okay? You can break them down by position here, quarterback, and it shows ratings. He's a durable player of 10. What's pre? Doesn't say. My offensive skill people. My running backs, just a roster thing. What my offensive lineman can do, and especially in draft leagues, this means an absolute ton. The higher the number, the better. So I know how my lineman can block. Godfrey and Benson are 8 blockers. Godfrey is that top guard there is an 8 and 8 against the run and the pass, and is very durable. Benson is an 8 and 8. And those are the numbers that you want to, if you really want to game plan, because a lot of people do serious game planning here. How am I going to construct my offense to go best with my line? Okay, the defensive line, again, same thing. Leonard Marshall, a 9 defense, Jim Burton 8. Show some statistics, interceptions. Linebackers, you know that Taylor. That's Lawrence Taylor. And what he can do. He had 20 sacks in 1986. Okay, so that's some of the things you can do from that screen. The computer can run a game plan for you. So let's say you're in an internet league, you can tell it what to do, how you want it to run, the types of plays you want to run, first down, all sorts of scenarios. We won't go through them. But let's say I have a 2nd and 7. I can tell the computer what kind of play I want to run. Do I want to run? Do I want to pass? What kind of run do I want to do? What kind of pass do I want to do? It doesn't give me the receiver. What formation do I want to run? Again, extremely, extremely deep. Same with the defense. What safeties do I want to use? What defense do I want to use? How much do I want to blitz? How much do I want to key people? I mean, the possibilities here are endless. And I've never seen the screen before, but if you really want a hardcore, I want to design the perfect game plan, offense and defense, well, here you go. We saw this last week with the hockey game. Here you go. What do I want to do? I want to set it up the way I want it. How much do I want to and also for the special teams. All settings you can change. What are my roster tools? I don't want to release anybody. I don't want to reset salaries. Don't know why it. Oh, and you can go through all the photos and stuff. So there you go. That's just the options available right to you right then and there. All right, so let's actually play some football. The Patriots have it first and 10 on their own 37. And you're looking at all these numbers and going, what do I do? Action PC kind of gives you a couple options from the get-go. I use the basic play analysis box when I call games because it tells me who my returner, who the offensive player was, what the defensive call was, and who made the tackle. It just makes for a better play. But you can see on the engine how the engine works. The other sets you have here, I can tell you what my lines are against the Patriots. I'm okay against the run. I'm going to sack a lot of people, and I'm mediocre against the pass. The Patriots line up the way it is a B minus for the run and a B plus for the pass. Those are my in-game, if hitting the box is my in-game stats, so I can see what's working on an overall picture. Stats is individual. We haven't run a play yet, so no one's got anything. I don't play with usage and penalties on, but if you do, if you care that much to make sure that people don't get 18 million carries in the game, you can see what fatigue levels are. Out means out. It's injuries. Coverage matchups, not there. Year to date, if this was a league, you could see where they were coming in the game, stat-wise. And I've never seen what this play is. Yes, you can edit. You can do all that. All the action PC games, Mr. Mike. You can make teams from scratch, edit ratings, import players, put greatest teams together, like I did with the Patriot thing. Very, very customizable. And that obviously is not going to change. The caveat being that you're going to see me do this little sample quarter here or a couple series, and the new game's coming out in about a month. So we'll see what the changes are. All right, so I got first and 10. On this side, I have basic run plays. Well, here's your formations. I can run a 4-3. I can run a 3-4. I can run a 5-2. If I think the Patriots are going to pass with this formation, I can run a series of nickels. I can also run some stack formations, which would overload them. In this case, I'm just going to run a run defense. I'm not going to worry about the stuff in the middle. We'll get there. So as you can see, anticipate a run. I'm not going to key anybody, but my guess is Lawrence Maroney's going to get a carry here. Let's see what happens. Yep, Maroney, and he's going to get 4 yards before Wilbur Marshall gets it. Okay, that's not necessarily terrible. Not great. I wish Maroney would do that when I would call the offense. All right, this time I'm going to key Maroney. And I'll take the key off. You can see it's all percentage driven here. If I think Maroney's getting the ball and I don't key him, he's got an 84% chance of a gain. And if he gets it, the average should be about 4.1 yards per carry. But if I key him, the chances of him getting positive yardage drop to 68%. And then then the average gain is 2.5 yards. That's you key him, but it opens up other plays. Let me see what you said in the chat. Oh, Pete Bo Sox fan, good to have you back. Yeah, thank you. So I don't want on 2nd and 6. The Patriots are probably going to pass, but I'm not going to key Maroney here. I'm going to double it now. Do I double a receiver here? So I take a look around. I need the 6. I know that Maroney and Evans are good pass catchers, but I don't necessarily think that I want to double them. I know that Wes Welker is my primary is their primary possession receiver. He had 100 and some odd catches over the course of the year. I'm in a man-to-man coverage. I don't want him to get the ball. So I'm going to double him. Let me take the double off. Okay, you can see that Maroney and Evans are roughly 54%, Moss 74.6, and Watson 66.4. See what happens when I double? Randy Moss goes to a 77% completion rating. Maroney and Evans about 57, and Watson is a 69.4. I'm going to keep the double on, and this time I'm going to go with the basic defense on 2nd and 6 and play for the pass. Let's see what Brady does. No, he's going to run instead, and Maroney got 5 yards, so it's 3rd and 4. So that didn't work. He gained more on the run because I had someone doubled up on Welker, and it opened it up. So the Patriots will stay in the I formation. How you doing, Bobby Catalano? And now I'm going to play for the run. And specifically here, there's 2 things I can do without getting cute. I can call a goal line defense, and you can see on the screen, play close to the line to stop short yardage plays, but I completely open myself up for the pass. So, and I know that Tom Brady in 2007 form is one of the best seasons of all time. So I don't want to do that. I'm also at midfield. Not going to work. I can stop Maroney. That's an automatic macro key that pretty much keys Maroney for the run. I expect Maroney for the run to get the first down. And in this case, that's what I'm going to do. It's just that easy. It's give to Maroney, and the Giants make the stop. How about that? It worked. So I keyed Maroney, and it worked. And so now the Patriots have 4th and 1. And they're going? Now I would play goal line because the Patriots are going to need that 1 yard. I don't understand why they're not punting here. They're going to punt. No, they're going to go. And they gave it to Maroney. I played the goal line, and I got my butt kicked. Patriots found good blocking. Nick Kazur with the block. And the Patriots got 1st and 10. And now you know. And now you know why I don't play defense. I'm surprised the Patriots went for it. Okay. Now, at some point, they're going to throw the football because the Patriots have run it 4 times for 18 yards. So how do I do that? Right here is my coverage. I can go man, which means I could conceivably double. Or if I go into a nickel, I can double 2 receivers. I could conceivably double Welker and Moss, but that opens up, although I cut down the completion percentage to under 60%, it means that my running backs and tight end get open, have a better chance of getting open. I don't want to do that. Let me go back to the basic. I can play a tight man, which means that I'm playing for a short possession pass. It's going to cut down on the yardage after a pass completion because I'm playing right on him, or it should. And so again, watch Welker here. A 74.6% completion percentage, and the average pass is going to get 11-yard route. I knock it down now with a tight man. It goes to 58.6 on the completion percentage, and the average route now is under 10 yards. Okay, so that's what a tight man is. Loose man is kind of like what you have in basketball. I'm playing him, but I'm not married to him, I suppose would be the better thing. So in this case, Welker is doubled, but I'm not right uptight to him. He's got some room. Probably the best pass defense against this team is the zone defense. Means that instead of covering individual players, my defenders go just play in a general area. You kind of concede the pass, especially to Welker and Moss, but you should be there quickly to make a tackle or get an interception. Short zone means just that. I want to make sure that I know it's going to be a short pass. I don't want to get caught with a penalty. I'm not sure who you're going to go to, but I don't want you to get a lot of yards after it. And deep zone is, I think Brady's going to bomb the crap out of the ball, and I want to make sure that if you make the catch, I can either get over there to make a quick play or maybe even get an interception. So I'm going to go zone basic because he's going to run the football again. A pitch to Maroney, and Maroney got about 4 yards. I've had enough of Lawrence Maroney. All right, finally the Patriots go 3 wide. Okay, so Maroney's out. Kevin Falk is their running back. And now I'm going to slide into a nickel. Okay, I'm going to go into a 4-2 nickel, which means a nickel package means I've got 5 defensive backs. You always have 2 corners and 2 safeties. And now I'm bringing in the nickel back. That's Patterson, the DB. So matches up against the Patriots' 3 wide receivers. So I'm expecting a pass here on 2nd and 6. And I'm going to play zone again. I don't want to double anybody. We'll get to blitzes in a minute. So in this case, I'm going to go with a zone pass defense. And Brady's going to throw. He looks around. And he found Dante Stallworth on the sideline. And Elvis Patterson tackled him for a gain of 7. Okay? The Patriots are very hard to stop. And yeah, zone defense. Yeah, that's kind of funny, isn't it? All right, so Patriots got a first down, and they're back into a 2 running back set. Now back into basic. I'm assuming they're going to run. We're going to keep the zone. There's a flag down.
False start. Offense. Number 77, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
It was on them. Okay, now Patriots go back to a 3 wide receiver set. I'm going to play a 4-2 nickel. But this time I'm going to show you how you blitz. I want to put pressure on Brady. He needs 15 yards. It's first down. So I'm going to blitz 2. You can choose your blitzers. I clicked off the auto blitz. I'm going to choose Lawrence Taylor and Harry Carson. I'm going to play a zone defense. And I'm going to defend against the short pass. You can see there's 3 automatic pass defenses. I can double cover Moss. I can play tight short. Or I can play for the long pass. I'm going to go for a short and blitz 2. And of course he's going to run. But that doesn't work. He actually ran into Mark Collins. So it's 2nd and 15. So although I called the wrong defense, the Patriots didn't get anything there. Sometimes it works. Hopefully I'm not losing anybody with all this. I know it's quite technical here. And yeah, the Steelers, depending on what era the Steelers, Mr. Mike, you just didn't. We'll tell you what we're going to play. All right, so 2nd down. I'm in a 4-2 nickel. The Patriots have 3 wide receivers. I'm going to let the computer decide what they want to do for a blitz. And I'm going to double Randy Moss. So I'm going to click Pass Moss. Ooh, roast beef. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Oh, I can't play a zone. I can't call that because I'm in a zone. So I go back to a man-to-man. And now I'll double Moss. Did it work? Giants doing it on a blitz. New England runs the draw. They get a first down. Bite me. Kevin Falk got a gain of 22. Is there a way you can ask the AI to suggest a play for you? No. You can have the computer call all the plays for you, which is what I normally do. Because as you can see, I'm just wonderful calling defense. No, it's, situation. You can go through and see what the computer has for a default game plan, But the beauty about calling plays, both offense and defense, is sometimes you can call the right play and it doesn't work. Before on the blitz, on the short blitz, I call on the pass, they ran and I tripped them up to the line of scrimmage. But no, there's no automatic. This is Patriots ran three wide receivers. They did a little trickery. They got me into blitzing three and doubling Randy Moss on second and 15, and he got 22 off it. So was that a bad call by me, or did the computer get lucky? Probably a little bit of both. How hard is it to switch back and forth to offensive? It's not very hard at all. It's not very hard at all. When you see me play the games, I coach both the offenses. I find that, for me, much more enjoyable to actually play. Because offense, I know something about. But I got to wait for the Patriots to do something here. What are they in? A two setback, basic. Now I'm going to play call against the run. Brady, of course, throws. He waits. Incomplete. And normally I set both teams to human, and the computer goes with the defense. But because I wanted to make sure that I showed you the basics of how the game is played, you actually get to see me coach defense. And as you can see, the Patriots have played well against me. All right, so still, you look at their formation, and it will not change. Once they come to the line, they won't shift to another one. So you know what you have to coach against. In this case, it's a two running back I formation with two wide receivers. I'm going to anticipate the pass. And Brady, of course, hands off to Maroney, who gets a gain of 4. So it's 3rd and 6. And again, the Patriots are on a two running back set with two wide receivers. And so I look at my double percentage. I know exactly what my chances of completion are. Who do I want to shut down? Now, I'm thinking here that Randy Moss is probably going to be the intended receiver because he can score from here. So again, I'm going to let the computer determine how many blitzers, and I'm going to double Moss. And he threw to Watson, the tight end, instead, and Watson's going to score. And all you can do on the extra points is continue with the extra point. And so the Patriots waltz down the field for a touchdown. Exciting, isn't it? All right. So 7:45 first quarter. Good drive for the Patriots. I'm so rusty at defense. I'm sure other people could show you how to do that better, but that's the basics. You can get as advanced on each and every. I'll do that on camera. On each and every play that you want. You want to make sure that you're blitzing the right people or doubling the right people. You can shift to the left. You can shift lines to the right. It is as deep and as intense and as complicated as you want it to be. And that's the beauty of it. We'll get in the offense here in a second after the kick. But for me, that's just normally too much. And like I said, I enjoy the challenge of calling the offense against the AI. To me, I think it makes it fair. Okay, so we're going to get the kick. You have two options as a return team. You can return or you can watch the onside kick. The Patriots aren't going to go with the onside kick. And here, the Giants can either return it or take a knee 3 yards deep. I'm going to take a knee 3 yards deep. And so here are my offensive calls here. This one's kind of a huge window. I can call a play by a specific player. So my default formation is two wide receivers and two running backs in a split and a pro formation. So I can either call by an individual player or I can go by an individual play. And on first down, I want to go on an individual player. In this case, Joe Morris is my feature back. I want him to run. So I click his name, and then it tells you right here on one screen what the plays are I can call for Joe Morris, what my chances of getting a gain, chances of getting a first down, what the average is for the play, and the percentage of actually getting a touchdown from said play. So I look at my offensive line right here, and you see those higher numbers on the left means I probably want to run a play to the left, to the right, and the left. That doesn't make any sense. But my tight end's on the right side. So I'm going to look at that and say, off tackle right. I have an 88% chance of getting a gain. I have a 9% chance of getting a first down. And my average gain is 4.6 yards. So let's see if that works. He got yardage, and he got 4 yards. So he did exactly what I thought it would do. So 2nd down and 6. And now let's take a look at a basic pass play. You can see there are 1, 2, 3. There are 6 plays for each length. So there are 6 short pass plays, there are 6 medium pass plays, or 5 medium pass plays, and 5 long pass plays. There's also 2 bomb plays, which is what you think they are, posting a fly. Short flat is only for the running backs, okay? So Morris and Carthon aren't good pass catchers. They only have a 52% chance of completing the pass. The second thing there is RTE, which is route. So when they go for the pass, they should be about 4.2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. But if they complete the pass, let's say I throw a short flat pass to Morris, he'll gain 11.2 yards on average. And then the INT is the percentage chance of an interception. So yeah, the Patriots could pick this off, but there's a good chance that it doesn't. So I'll try a short flat pass to Morris. And Sims goes to Carthon his second read instead, and Mo Carthon got a gain of 3. So 3rd down and 3 from my own 27-yard line. Now I'm going to try an off-tackle left play. So I click on the off-tackle left, and it shows me who can run it. Obviously, the wide receivers and tight end can't. Always the running back can run the play, but Phil Sims isn't very good. So again, this is going to be a play for Joe Morris. I have a 94% chance of getting positive yardage. I have a 62% chance of getting a first down and a 4.3 yard per carry. I need 3, so I'm pretty confident that I can actually get the first down here. And I don't. I'm held short. He needed 3, he got 2. All right, let's run through some of the other formations. For whatever reason, it gives you 3 sets of 2 wide receivers and 2 running backs. I don't know why. I can also run a 3 wide receiver set and a running back. And if a team like the Giants have a better pass catcher out of the backfield, they are the default running back, okay? I can run a 3 wide receiver set with 2 running backs. You lose your tight end, you lose your blocker, but you get 3 wide receivers. Giants would never run this. You would lose Mark Bavaro. On the other hand, I can run a double tight end set. I can have Zeke Mowat on one side, Mark Bavaro on the other. It's good for running situations, and as you can see, Lee Roussan and some is my running back. And a double tight end set, same thing. You get 2 running backs, you try to run behind them. It's good if you need to push the line. In a goal line situation, I might run a triple tight end set. Just makes it harder to block against. And when you have it, well, I'll run a play here. What can I run for Joe Morris to get the first down? The option here says off tackle right, which is a 92% chance of a gain and an 80% chance of a first down. I'm not looking for the average here. I'm on 4th and short. I want to run the first down. So, yep, I'll call the play. Let's see what happens. I got the first down. It worked. Never do that in a real game, folks. A full house backfield is 50s football. 3 running backs. You have a left half, a right half, and a full, along with the quarterback, and 2 tight ends. No wide receiver set. If you like 50s football, especially early 50s football, that is the formation that you run. Let's run a pass play, shall we? Let's try a short cross. Okay, so you can see my running backs and quarterback are not options here. I have 3 options. I can go to line of manual, which gives me my best completion percentage. It's a first down play, same thing. He's going to run about a 7.5-yard route, and if he catches it, the average play will be about 10 yards. So if I throw the short cross to manual and it's complete, chances are I'm going to get a first down out of it. Interception percentage, the Patriots can only about 1%. That's fine. Remember, Sims' normal interception percentage is 4.5. If I go to Stacy Robinson, the other giant wide receiver, I might get more of a better yardage, but my completion's down. And Mark Bavaro, who you would think would be good in a short cross because that's the tight end pass pattern, it isn't. It's the lowest interception rate, but the lowest completion rate. So let's throw one to Lionel Manuel. Oh, and beneath it, there's a 5% chance of Sims getting sacked. There's a 5% chance that Sims is going to run the ball. And there's a 17% chance that Sims looks at his first option, doesn't like it, and dumps it off to another receiver. And you don't get to control that. That's the quarterback audible, essentially. So I click 3 and I go right to an audible. And normally what I do with an audible is a running back screen to Morris. You're going against the blitz, pass is incomplete. If it works, your chances of getting a first down are, at least with the 70s and 80s teams, are better. Okay, 2nd and 10. I need to get some yardage. I'm going to try and sweep left. And in this case, it's a good play to call because Joe Morris has an 85% chance of a gain, a 10% chance of a first down, and if he does get a gain, there's a good chance that it's going for 5 yards. I like that. So he goes to the near side, and he gets across the line of scrimmage, and then Richard Seymour stopped him for a gain of 1. The Patriots played normal, and they played a basic. And so now I have 3rd and long. So I'm going to play 3 wide and bring in Bobby Johnson. But I'm going to look to see what Mark Bavaro has for me. I need 9 yards. So I'm looking at the medium passes. I need the route to go 9 yards. Well, my most successful play, completion-wise, is medium hitch. I've got a 61.9% chance of making the pass. The route should give me a first down. It's 9.7 yards. My interception percentage is under 1. It's at 0.9. And the average doesn't matter. If he completes it, it's a first down. But you can see Bavaro has a 4.7% chance of fumbling it. I'm not worried about that. My biggest concern is getting the first down. Sims looks around, dumps it down to Tony Galbraith instead, and Tony is going to be short. That's a gain of 5. And so on 4th and 4, I'm not going to go for it. I didn't get 7 plays out of the drive. It was an effective giant drive. Patriots shut me down on the run. So I go down here. I call it punt. You have 3 different kinds of punt. Now, I didn't tell you the weather because it doesn't change over the course of the game. It's 69 degrees. The Giants are punting into the wind about 15 miles an hour. It'll tell you 10 to 20. And so I have 5 options here. I can punt it deep, which is what you do most of the time. And Lendet is a hell of a punter, 46.6 yard average. And Wes Welker is my lone returnman. If I was worried about Welker returning one for a touchdown, or if I was, let's say, inside the Patriot half of the field and I want to pin them deep, I go with punt sideline. let's say if I was on the Patriot 35-40, and I didn't feel comfortable in a field goal kick, or I don't need a field goal kick, I can go for the pooch punt, which is my best chance to pin them inside the 5, depending on it's a 31-yard average. So if I don't want the touchback, that's what I go with. You can also fake the run, which if it was like 4th and 2, I might do, or fake a pass, but you can see the completion percentage is 17%. Guess what I'm not doing? I'm going to run a punt deep. On defense, you can choose to block or set up for the return. So Welker is going to return it and is tackled at the good punt and is hit for a gain of 8. So, all right, I will go on camera. You've now seen a complete series on both offense and defense. Is there anything else that you'd like me to show you before I wrap this up? I mean, this is an amazingly deep game, which keeps all sorts of stats for you. The AI is very good. As I said in the opener, there are teams that will draft from an individual year, set up teams. Normally, when you do those type of leagues, you are playing your home games, and the computer is the away coach. So you can set game plans. You can get as detailed as you want, much more so than I'm comfortable with even looking at, because the only thing you can do is screw things up. We've been through some of the modding stuff before. There are photos and players and helmets and uniforms. And although you have to buy the seasons individually, I believe you could go back to the NFL history as far back as 1932. The entire AFL is there. The USFL is there. I believe there's some XFL seasons, some good college stuff, and a lot of homebrews. All right, Robbie will ask, and I'm going to look away here because someone put my cat's water bottle in front of my screen. Now, since we are a month out from the new version, how much of this might change? From what I've seen, Robbie, and the way that you call plays on offense, I think will be better spread out. So you'll be able to do more one button pressing. I think this interface that you see that you have here, especially on defense, is intimidating because you're not sure if you're going to make the right call or the wrong call. And in a football game, you make the wrong call and you get an offense like the 2007 Patriots, you can be down in a hurry. And the last thing you want to be is discouraged while you play. And so the one screen I saw on offensive play calls, I think has it better organized than what you want to call. There'll be some chalkboard improvements, and it says the defensive AI is better in short yardage situations. God help me if that's the case, because we're doing 86 in the fall, and the last thing I need is for some of these defenses to get better. Anything else? As always, with any season from Action PC Football, if you make a boo-boo, you make a mistake, you can reset it. And if worse comes to worse, you can always reinstall the season. You don't need to re-download it, and when you install it, the zip file remains there. You'd have to go back through and change any modifications you made, such as fields and all that happy horse stuff. But once you have it, it's yours forever. And you can install it on as each season 1,000 different ways. And just like with all the other Action PC products, you can run any season on any version. So let's say that you just want to buy the 2018 and don't want to upgrade. If you just want the Patriots 2018 season or Kansas City or New Orleans in there, you can play that on the 2013 version of the game if you want. It all is backwards compatible. Sounds like he needs to fix the defensive play call screening. I'm not sure if that's been changed or not. And even if he did, it's not something I get a great deal of enjoyment out of anyway. I mean, yes, this is the screen that's up. There's just a lot of information to comprehend here. But he does have the basic stuff on the left and the more advanced stuff on the right. And whatever, depending on your taste. If you just want simple, basic, okay, run me a pass play, pass defense, set that, set A, set B, and do what you want. If you want to be all out, okay, I want to make sure that I've got Welker and Moss doubled and my line is playing to the left and it's late in the game and I need to be aggressive. I got to force that turnover. Hey, you can do all that. You might pay for it and what comes out of it, but you can do all that. The offensive changes are really the first AI or UI changes I've seen in a while. Anything else? That's an excellent question, Robbie. Excellent statement. And, if you email Dave, it might not be for this version, but you can certainly ask. Their customer support is fantastic. I mean, one of the great things about the community outside of a certain game company on Long Island is that most companies have great customer service. If you have a solid suggestion or an observation, they'll take it. You can email them. I've talked with Dave not on the phone, but through email a couple times. So I'll give it a minute to see if anybody wants anything else. But if not, that's the basic playthrough. And again, you can experiment. The great thing about this is you can experiment pretty much any way you want as far as how deeply you want to be involved. There was lots of offensive options that I didn't show either. You can set up shotguns, run safes, making sure that your quarterback has to pass. You can run a pistol offense. You can run a wildcat. Hell, you can run a single wing if you want. There's lots of things you can experiment with. If you're looking for a simpler football game that plays just as good, 2nd and 10 is where I would go. I mean, you nothing wrong with being complex. I think this one certainly adds a lot more visual pizzazz, but this game gives you the full coaching experience. If you go with all these options, if you've watched some of Al's videos, how can you not get tired watching those? Because Al goes through and makes all those decisions, and you can. I plan to thank him for. Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet, Robbie. I hope the scheduling thing is a lot better because it's a joke. It's a one drawback to it is the scheduling thing. And Bobby's back from her lunch. Did you save me, Annie? FedEx those mashed potatoes and roast beef. I'll put my address in the Discord and you can just FedEx that to me, okay? Okay. All right. Anything else, guys? Anything that if I missed something and you're watching later, put it in the comments. I'll be glad to either answer the comment or add something else a bit later on. You don't need to see my ear and half a sideburn. There's no reason for that. Yeah, I have to look. I'll have to look. I think it was in the email. It was the offensive stuff that made me kind of drool. All right, my friends. Well, then that shall do it. So that's the basics of Action PC Football. There's some other channels who go into things in a lot more detail. Alpine Comic Books, I think, is one that will show you specifically on the defense from 60s and 70s teams. There's someone else, and I can't think of the name off the top of my head, that goes through, especially the draft league portion of it. I don't do draft leagues. Had a bad experience, but it can be done. I mean, if we do stock replay, you can play on the internet, and I plan on losing to some of you, hopefully at some point. But this game, like I said, this is the 27th or 8th version comes out in about a month. It's the most mature of his games, and I think the deepest. All right, so there you go. How you doing, W. Boggs? Going to be in a chat with Al at some point and chatted with Al on camera the other night. So there you go. That's the basics of Action PC Football, the 101 version. We've got some modding videos if you want to see that, but they're pretty much all the same. Tomorrow it's basketball on this channel. The Lakers and the Nuggets from Denver. And that'll be tomorrow night in prime time. ID Jester's got part 2 of his baseball chat. If you're watching this live or later on today on Sunday, hit that like and subscribe. We're going to probably do baseball next Sunday as we go through all the basics of all 4 of the big 4 sports. Until then, I'm Ron Juckett for Retro Sports Network. We'll talk to you the next time. Thanks so much, guys.